And one. We are fucking live. We are live. I am doing the do. And you already know. I'm going to edit that. Change. And change. Close. And go. Have you grown a greater appreciation for Hove?
Since when?
Since kicking it?
No. we haven't dove in. We've always talked about really diving in. You know, when you dive into music with somebody else, it kind of like you catch it different. You hear other perspectives and whatnot.
Yeah. See what they actually liked about it, or you catch shit that you didn't catch.
I need to do that with your boy.
Oh, I am. Oh yeah, can't be like that. Boom. And we are officially rolling.
Up and rolling.
Up and rolling. Up and fucking rolling. Is anybody on this motherfucker? We got somebody. Is it you? It gotta be Shane, or it's probably Hunter. I bet.
I hope it's Shane.
You know my dogs is always supporting.
Y'all gotta put me on to the Hove.
You know, there we go, right there. Nice Houston night.
Oh yeah. Who is that?
It's a bartender or somebody, I don't know. It was at camp.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the timeline with it. Just seeing. Doty just announced a new show with all these people. Okay. I've been watching all week long last week, bro. I was watching this. I was watching these movies.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm obsessed with that shit anyway, but then it just got me wanting. I started watching last week. I started watching fucking he said, "Really, Lane, you hope it's Shane."
We were talking Hope, man. That's his man. Hey, Hunter put me onto some Wayne a couple of months ago.
Really?
Yeah, because it was when the Kendrick and the Wayne debate was up.
Oh, how'd you feel about Wayne's response just recently?
I didn't see a response. What do you say?
He went on Skip Bayless's platform and said that him and Kendrick talked, but I don't even want to. I don't care. I'm glad that
you got to put me on after. I mean,
well, you know how Wayne is loopy. Wayne is on drugs and he be out of it. Wayne don't be paying attention to what's going on. He told Skip, Skip played the verse, and this is just like a few weeks ago. After all the arguing, after his tweet, he was like, this is my first time hearing the verse. Like, what? How can you say that? Anyways, he said that me and Kendrick talked, but so everybody on the internet was like, cool, boom, beef's over, they're not beefing, they talk. He told Kendrick to go. I told him to go kill it at the Super Bowl. I wished him the best, but he meant that they talked before Kendrick dropped his album, because you remember that period when Kendrick announced the Super Bowl and Wayne made the tweet, and then there was that.
So they talked from then, and then GNX.
They haven't talked from GNX, but so now Wayne can't go back.
But it's still not a diss. It's not.
It's not a diss. Not a diss at all. Not a diss at all. It's just it's a state of it was just a address of how he felt at the time. I mean, shit. But. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the page. You guys know the deal here. We got Inventive Vitality here in the building. We got myself, your host, Lord of Lips, on the Know It Alls page. Another installment, episode 21, another live stream. And you guys know the routine. Hit the like, hit the bell in the corner, drop a comment, share, let your friends know, let your mama know, let your mama's mama know. Y'all know what we do here. So, did you watch any Christmas games yesterday?
No, I watched the Celtics, of course. But...
You watched the Celtics and Sixers?
Yeah, that was tough.
Okay.
My squad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all end up losing by a little bit. That was a good game. That was a good game.
We were down.
So, but the conversation, you obviously know what my conversation is going to be. I keep outlining every week on here the NBA's. The NBA's decline. So, I mean, I'm not going to call myself one of the first to the table, but I've been saying it. I've been saying it for a long time, but I've been saying it specifically on this channel since the beginning of this year. And now, like I always tell you guys, it takes them to send a report out for you guys to see or agree to something I've seen with my own 2 eyes. And the report comes out this week that the NBA ratings is down 48%, or was that last week? Whenever it was. So it's a big discussion. LeBron's talked about it. Curry's talked about it. KD's talked about it. Everybody on Twitter's talked about it.
Nah, what did LeBron say? What did he say?
Hold on, we'll get to that. I got to build it up. To let you guys know to pay the fuck attention. Okay? The point here is that Hunter says the NBA is done. He's been the torchbearer right along with me. And I say this every time on this live stream. The only difference between him and I is he actually has stopped watching. He hasn't watched the NBA since maybe 2019, since the bubble. He just stopped. He used to, me and him both like the Lakers. We both fuck with Kobe super hard. But he just stopped watching. When he moved to Houston, he just stopped watching.
I respect that.
I watch because y'all know me. I'm so gifted. I like to complain about shit. So I still watch.
You watch a little bit too much.
I haven't watched this year because it's really, really bad. But we, for everybody out there listening or anything that's going to be replaying this, it's the Homer review in the chat. We've been saying for about a decade now that the NBA was not only watered down, but the style of play was very, very conducive to bad basketball. And my man here shared one of my favorite Kobe clips earlier today. And in fact, what's crazy about you sharing this clip is you shared you sent me a Kobe clip and
today.
You sent me a Kobe clip.
Yep.
Personally, and I was going to search in my search engine accidental basketball and search Kobe Bryant and share that to my page. And then I seen you shared it. I swear to God. But Kobe, one of Kobe's last interviews when he sat with, I think, Matt Barnes and them on All the Smoke, or maybe it was the Knuckleheads, I can't remember. Kobe mentioned that today's NBA, and this was in 2019, the product of basketball in during that time drove him and Phil, meaning Phil Jackson, crazy because it was just a lot of accidental basketball. Where have you guys heard that from? I've been saying it. And he, Kobe being the great maestro and the great basketball mind that he is, just brilliant mind in general. He explained very eloquently what he meant. He described it and he broke it down. Talked about positioning on the court and intentionality on the court. He said today is just literally all about drive and kick. And that's why Phil called LeBron's crew a posse. he did. And Phil got called racist and all types of names. And Phil was like, you know what? Y'all have the NBA. I'm cool. Phil's up in Montana somewhere.
On the side of a mountain
and meditate. Phil Jackson does not give a fuck about what y'all got to say. Y'all will learn that soon.
That's remarkable.
Phil Jackson does not care, man. But anyways, so you guys have heard that sentiment here. And a lot of my conversation today about the NBA is going to stem at the just pure arrogance of the NBA players. We'll get to LeBron here in a second. I've seen KD's online right now today, guys, for anybody out there listening. He's online right now today arguing with a fan who quoted a tweet and said something about Wembanyama shooting 16 threes yesterday. Wemby shot 16 threes. Wemby's played a great game yesterday. Yeah, 40-something points. It set the Christmas games off. That was the best game out of every NBA game. The Knicks and Spurs was probably the best actual game.
First game?
That was the first game, and it was a really damn good game. But he shot 16 threes. Anyways, KD's going back and forth with the fans. I've seen JJ Redick's comment last week. I've seen other players' comments last week and stuff. And this is my issue with the NBA. We are the consumer. We decide what's a good product or not. Y'all, it sounds like, it sounds very plantation-ish, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes. That's the way consumerism and entertainment goes. The audience, you only as funky as your last cut. You know what I'm saying? You only as good as your last hoop. So we decide what is entertaining. We decide what we like. That we have that freedom and that ability. That's our right. Now you guys have a right to critique it. You guys have a right to continue to do what you want to do, but you can't. We're going to continue to not watch the fucking NBA. You know, so the pure arrogance is what I want to talk about. These NBA players coming out and trying to buck back. JJ Redick, oh, I just think it's a whole thing on Twitter or on X. A whole bunch of people just complaining and not seeing the brilliance of our game. Yeah, we understand that. We know it's skilled. But clearly, guys, there's a fundamental problem. And when the viewers, okay, I work in customer service, right? And one of the things in customer service is when a customer complains, they're giving you the opportunity to keep their money and keep their business. 70% of people do not complain. They just stop spending their fucking money on whatever the product is. Okay, they just say, you know what, I'm cool on that. As a business, that's not a winning recipe. You don't want that. You actually want people to give you the feedback so you can correct the fucking feedback. Here we are for years, really. It's been years complaining about the NBA, but specifically this year, while the ratings is down, you now have players coming out and defending the fact that they're shooting over hundreds of threes. They're averaging, I think it's 37 threes each a game. One team is shooting 37.
That's
It's just horrible brands of basketball. So when you have your consumers, your core consumers telling you, hey, there's a problem. And then you also have the evidence of them not watching your product. You should obviously probably take that into consideration.
Sure. I feel like as we, that disconnect, really that these are the modern day gladiators, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the gladiators always appease to that audience.
Yeah.
They always have to, is the crowd in tune? Is the crowd into it? And there's a disconnect there for sure. And I mean that in reality, we are the consumers. We are the ones that are paying, making those fat ass paychecks, $300 million. My team has 2 players with $300 million contracts. I can't even rationalize what the fuck.
Go ahead, man.
Nah, you go ahead, because
I'm a piggyback off of you, and I want you to bounce it back, man. That's a brilliant point, and I'm all about. Listen, guys, I want my brothers to get their paper. People need to get their paper. The NBA is a $1 billion industry. I'm sure if we really did the math and seen the jersey sell, I'm sure they actually deserve more. However, here's my issue. Here's my issue with the NBA and with entertainment across the board. Here we are as a nation failing. $36 trillion in debt. We're getting ready to cut the Department of Education. If you guys remember, 2-3 years ago, the teachers went on a strike. Then 2 years ago, writers went on a strike. Actors went on a strike. There's all these different, truck drivers, farmers. There's all these different industries that are actually important to America's success. Entertainment is too. Entertainment is very, but this is what happened in Rome. Like you said about the gladiators and the Colosseum and stuff. This is exactly what happened in Babylon. If you read up on it, the entertainment got too big and the cookie was crumbling. The rest of the country was crumbling. But everybody was so focused on the bells and whistles, the entertainment, that you're not realizing that everything around you is fucked up. And that's what we got here. We got these players getting $300 million contracts when we're trying to reconstruct the Department of Education. And we're trying to figure out why teachers are complaining about their $50,000 salary, but we got fucking NBA players making $300 million. What fucking sense does that make?
Yeah, I mean, you see, it goes farther. You see the college kids now, $10 million contracts for kids that are coming out of high school. I don't know. It's the whole thing. The whole consumption. It makes perfect sense. I say every time I'm on this podcast, I come in here and I tell y'all that we are massively distracted. Massively. It only makes sense that as our country crumbles, we wouldn't give a fuck. We would just not see it.
I can't understand. And now I get it. The NBA is a private entity. NFL. These are all private industries, so they can continue to, as long as they make the money that they make, they can pay the people what they want to pay them.
Sure.
But I just don't understand. You see what I'm saying? How we're struggling as a country and we're literally throwing money around in these private industries like that.
Just with no regard.
So tell me a little bit about LeBron's comments.
All right. So to me, this was completely planted. They must have gave this man a fucking note or something.
Oh, you talking about yesterday's
I'm talking about yesterday's
Okay, hold on. Yes, and I'm glad that you've seen that. But see, I actually got some praise for LeBron coming down the pipeline. But first, let me tell you the timeline. Last week when the report came out, they caught LeBron before a game in Sacramento and told him about the report. And LeBron sat up there and complained about the new All-Star game format.
Trash.
And he said that, yeah, there is a problem, man. I mean, I think it's just bigger than the All-Star game, man. Our ratings is down 48. There's a lot of fucking threes being shot. This guy is very savvy. And Lane's going to get into the other comment he made yesterday. LeBron is business savvy. He himself is an entity. You guys got to remember that LeBron James itself is an entity outside of the National Basketball Association. He plays there, but he's his own brand. So LeBron James here in this case was trying to get ahead of the criticism that he was getting ready to face. Because like I said on the last stream and the streams before, the three-headed monster of the NBA that they keep trying to coin is Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. Okay, and the NBA's big issue is that they haven't found predecessors to these players yet. The NFL didn't. I always say they lucked up, but the NFL was fortunate enough to when Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Peyton Manning and Saints quarterback Drew Brees.
Yeah.
When that guard changed, they didn't miss a beat. They had Mahomes ready, they had Burrow ready, they had Josh Allen ready, Jalen Hurts. So it helped.
Our power stayed up.
It helped. And Mahomes is running his own dynasty, so we never skipped a beat. You think of the 90s Bulls. Well, after their run, we ran into Shaq and Kobe's Lakers. So it didn't skip a beat, and then we had the LeBron era. So, the NBA, all these sports need that, and they actually help manufacture these things, believe it or not. So anyways, LeBron was trying to get ahead of the criticism. Buddy, let me tell you something. You won't be able to do that on this stream here because like I always say, I understand these entities and these big corporations, and I understand what they're trying to do. So like, you're not going to be able to be slick. I put about 80% of this, if not more, at LeBron James's feet. The whole issue. This isn't just a 3-point issue, guys. That's mainly the style of play is a big issue, but you guys got to remember cause and effect. You guys got to remember why. I don't want to sit up here and use my platform. I don't like conversating with people when they just tell me. Sometimes there's a place to just tell me what is, right? Mm-hmm. But I like people that can tell me why or just give me their idea on why.
For sure.
Tell me a theory on why you think it is the way it is. Don't just tell me. I can read. I'm not stupid. I see. So tell me why, NBA play is the way it is. Trace it back. And that's one of my skills. So I was talking to the homies a few months ago, and we talked about, so LeBron James cracked the NBA Matrix when he went and created the first super team. Now, there were super teams before. We know about the Boston Celtics. I don't want to waste a lot of time discussing that. We're talking about – yes, exactly. We're talking about player movement, colluding, talking in the offseason. Let's team up. LeBron James did that.
Of their career.
Yes, LeBron James did that. The other super teams, they were built organically by the organization. Bird, Kevin McHale, Kareem, Magic.
I mean, you can even say most of the Warriors were built organically.
Yeah, the original Warriors, outside of KD, the original Warriors wasn't a super team. Yeah. They were just a damn good orchestrated team. That's how you want your team to be. Right. So LeBron James colluded with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in the 2008 Olympics. It's confirmed. It's a fact. And Carmelo Anthony. They was trying to get Carmelo Anthony.
They would have got Carmelo.
So LeBron James, boom. And he faced a lot of criticism for that. They call it the decision. He was in him, if you guys remember, for those 2 years, from 2010, 11, and 12, when he lost the Mavericks. Remember, LeBron James had a villain era in the NBA where he was the number one villain.
And he went 2-2 in the finals.
Yes.
That's why we could talk so much shit with that super team.
He did. But, so he broke the NBA with that, the player movement part. Okay. Now, let's talk about how Miami actually started to play. The Miami Heat was known as a 4-out, 1-in team. They had Chris Bosh, and he was a stretch 4 playing the 5. Remember, they ran with Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Shane Battier, or Mike Miller, Dwayne Wade, Mario Chalmers, or Ray Allen. Yeah. So that's all shooters. Yep. And if you guys remember, the uptick in threes started to happen. So Curry just broke the matrix of the three. He just took it to another height. You see what I'm saying? But the NBA already had changed this whole format. That whole accidental basketball before the Miami Heat. And Miami was structured because you got to give a lot of credit to Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley. They don't play that shit. But LeBron James' style of play where he needs all these role players and he'll turn, a Kevin Love into a spot-up shooter. He'll turn a Chris Bosh into a spot-up shooter, even though they're down low post players, really. That started with LeBron James. And if you guys remember, go ahead.
I was going to ask you how structured, because I know Eric Spoelstra is a hell of a coach. Adjustments.
LeBron tried to get him fired.
I remember that. And they were going through that whole war. But how structured was that team? I mean,
very structured.
They were they ran offense. Okay.
Yeah. They ran offense. They started. If you remember, that's when LeBron started to have to post up a little bit. And LeBron's numbers took a little dip. If you guys remember.
I mean, rightfully so. Though you add a super.
I mean,
these are 3 All-Stars, and then
Ray Allen, Shane Battier. Yeah, he was the year after. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you add all these people, your numbers have to dip. They have to. There's only one ball.
Yeah. I mean, so they sacrificed a lot, but the point is that it was kind of the rise of accidental basketball. Because then I start thinking of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and there's a quote that stuck with me that I'll never forget. I always knew KD and Russ had beef because I used to watch them I'm an avid NBA fan. NBA League Pass, I used to watch every single game. And I would always see KD's body language when Russell Westbrook shot certain shots. He would always have that passive-aggressive body language where he was too scared to say something vocally, but his body language said it for him.
You could tell.
And I never forget that after they broke up, reports came out that Russell Westbrook refused to. He's still like this today. He doesn't like running plays. So Scotty Brooks, their coach at the time, KD wanted a structure. That's why he ended up going to Golden State, which they ran plays and screens and all types of shit. A system. Russ didn't like that. He doesn't. That's not his style of play. He's a more up and down, fast break kind of guy, drive and kick. So OKC was playing accidental basketball. Miami Heat was playing accidental basketball. It just started to spread. Meanwhile, the contrary, the old guard, the last team that was playing actual structured basketball before the Warriors came up was the San Antonio Spurs.
Boy, did they run that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we got to trace it back to why teams are doing what they're doing. Okay, Curry then we got into the Warriors dynasty. LeBron leaves Miami. He goes to Cleveland. He creates another super team. The Warriors don't have a super team. They just have drafted players that are really fucking good. Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry.
Harrison Barnes
and Andrew Bogut. That's not a super team. And Curry just broke the matrix. He's just a damn good shooter. The NBA started the analytics of the NBA, the 4 out, like I said, the 1 center and then 4 people out. So it's spread offense, essentially. Nobody in the paint, no centers no more. That's how that happened. The Miami Heat was really the first team to really not have all 5 of their players on the court could shoot. Because the Orlando Magic in 2009 used to have a similar roster, but they had Dwight Howard. And then they had 4 shooters.
Strictly 4 out.
4 out.
Big man, I need the whole paint.
I need the whole paint. Miami was like Chris Bosh could do. Everybody could be out.
And honestly, he got bullied a little bit.
Yeah.
If he met
he used to struggle with Roy Hibbert. Yeah. If y'all remember in the Indiana.
Roy
Hibbert used to give him problems.
Yeah, he did.
In the playoffs.
I used to pull for the Pacers.
Me too. Roy Hibbert and David West used to give Chris Bosh issues. Yeah. So, anyways. The point being is that I got to lay a lot of this blame at LeBron's feet because the player movement started happening. Now, granted, and I was just on Facebook arguing a few weeks ago with somebody, and he said, "Man, you got to, what about the contracts?" I've always given LeBron his just due when it comes to that. Yes, but it's a double-edged sword. He created player movement and he got a lot of people paid. LeBron started this, and Clutch Sports. If you look up. I can't give you the number, but I would say about over Clutch Sports, the agency, they run up how much Clutch Sports, how many players Clutch Sports manages. It's probably 40% or over half of the NBA players. Clutch Sports is that big of an agency, right? So Rich Paul, shout out to Rich Paul. They getting people paid. You know what I'm saying? So I always, outside the basketball business, LeBron James has done tremendous things for the NBA. He done tremendous things for the NBA players. Like I said, I think he's owed $1 billion contract. But those things it's a double-edged sword because I think that a lot of the game has been sacrificed with that.
So we don't have an exact number, but most of the stars,
all of the stars are
all the stars,
by
and then they definitely went through. He's considered one of the most powerful sports figures in sports as it helped finalize deals worth more than $4 billion.
Yeah, he's in the NFL and stuff now.
Rich Paul, yeah, they got over 200 players if you're counting NBA, NFL, WNBA.
Yeah,
over 200 players.
That's a lot.
And that's the man that LeBron put on.
Yeah,
like LeBron. I mean, it's fair that LeBron gets all this hate at his feet. Because, I mean, if you look back at Jordan was catching mad hate because that's when the fouls started getting a little softer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you get these GOATs, the game has to kind of change around them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a negative-ass change. And, I mean, like,
yeah.
And I don't know how you address it necessarily. You limit threes.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like, and then see, then
you're going to have a couple formidable teams come through with a system and really, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only
The NBA's issue is that LeBron James still – he's in his 22nd year, and he's playing almost as if – I always kind of joke about this. He's playing almost as if he's working like a government mule, like the NBA got him like a government mule. It's almost like they won't let him retire. Like, boy, just retire and let the game – the game will always – it's just like Earth, planet Earth. The Earth will get rid of the bacteria and the people plaguing it, and it will heal itself. The NBA is the same way. It's basketball. It's a sport. It will heal itself when it has the right ability to do so. LeBron James has to remove himself from basketball because the Celtics have kind of changed it because they run a little bit more of a structured offense. They shoot a lot of threes. But they have a system and they're all drafted. You see what I'm saying? It's not a super team. It's an organic team.
Drafted or traded. We've done a ton of just.
But I'm talking about their stars.
What? Okay.
I'm talking about their stars. Organic. They've been built from the ground up. We've seen the Celtics step by step build this team. Step by step. Draft picks, good moves, player development. You know, it's not this whole LeBron James will get a group.
Out a whole roster.
Exactly. He'll get a group of players. Yeah. It doesn't work for up until February. Then he'll trade them. And it's like this 2K kind of stuff.
He's got like 6 players. I want these 3 players at least, and then these 3 maybes. Like
exactly.
The GM is real.
So that's costed the NBA major, and it's been turned off a lot of NBA viewers. A lot of people had an issue with LeBron James's empowerment, the player empowerment movement, because then you get KD with the Warriors, and if you guys remember, they said that broke the NBA. It did, and now we're reaping, we're feeling it now. You know, during the time when that super team was running the NBA, we was getting the Warriors and Cavs. So it was kind of benefiting. But you feel the after effects now. You see what I'm saying? Now, because their impact, anybody's impact is felt after the fact. You see what I'm saying? So I blame LeBron for a lot of the NBA's issues because he just took it from a real structured organization. And then I got to say the other 20. And in fact, hold on. I'll say 70% LeBron. The other 20, 30% has to go to Adam Silver, if not more.
Yeah, he needs some because, like, his antics of just, like, these experiments and, like, the All-Star game is dead. Cut that shit out. We should just have a voting system. Don't even let them motherfuckers play. That shit is dead, okay?
Just make it East and West again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but people don't want to compete. These players don't even compete.
And that's the LeBron.
That's the whole thing too. And like then they have the NBA Cup and they want to throw these players $500K,
which is ridiculous.
Okay, Damian Lillard is literally. I mean, he gave it to all the janitors,
the staff.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like, what the fuck is this $500K? Like, there has to be some sort of. I don't know. There's got to be a buffer system. And maybe I'm more talking about college sports still, but like, there's no reason why an 18-year-old kid should be out here making $10 million. There has to be a cap.
You talking about in college?
Yeah. Like, and I almost feel like there should be a cap in the NBA too, like $200 million. You're capped out, dog. You got the max. Like,
another thing, which is really interesting about the NBA, because you got to remember, other sports are up across the board. Football, baseball just had its best year in years. The other national sports are up. WNBA skyrocketing. In fact, the average viewer viewership on the NBA and the WNBA, I think the WNBA is like right on the NBA's heels. The WNBA is like 1.2 average viewers, and the NBA is like 1.3.
Which is horrific.
That's horrendous for them.
When you look at like, where they were comparative like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In terms of income, in terms of like
impact.
Oh my gosh.
Anything. But that's the Caitlin Clark effect and all that.
Right. But it also semi goes back to like, what's the new cat for the Dodgers? You say baseball's up. Okay, the new dude for the Dodgers. He's fucking throwing. He's hitting home runs and he's pitching. Mm-hmm. That's star power shit. That draws eyes. We said earlier, we don't have LeBron's predecessor yet. Mm-hmm. Technically, I mean Giannis.
They've tried. The NBA they've tried all these.
Tatum. I mean, like, is he here? I don't think so.
It hasn't worked from a.
It has not worked.
They haven't worked from a marketing standpoint.
And is that because LeBron's still around?
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
King James is just in the way.
Yeah, LeBron James is. He's a narcissist, and he's notorious for. The gravity, because you're going to get into this when you talk about his interview.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's LeBron James at his core. The gravity. In fact, that interview that you're talking about, so the Warriors and who was it? Warriors and Lakers played yesterday, and LeBron James does what LeBron James does. Steph Curry's shooting around before the game, and LeBron James runs out the tunnel and goes running up to him and hugs him. And there's many clips of LeBron doing shit like this where Curry just be minding his business. And LeBron will force himself. I mean, Curry's a cool dude. Like, we're cool, but Curry don't go out his way.
Perfect example of this. LeBron made it apparent that him and Bronny get the picture. The first game Bronny played, they had to get the shoulder-to-shoulder picture.
Exactly.
Perfect example. This man does these little moments. He knows the camera's always on, sure. But, like, to just, like,
it always feels contrived.
It's just so
it don't be
corny.
feeling
like Jason Tatum, super corny. Same way. Like, this shit ain't real. We did it.
It seemed like it was practice or rehearsed, and he thought about it before.
That's not.
We need the authenticity, especially coming off the heels of and guys. We just gotta keep it a buck. The NBA's ratings is down. That article that came out, it said since 2012 is down 48%. Well, I say on here every time. Ironically, Kobe played his last fucking season. Not literally, but he got injured that year. So when you're coming from that Kobe era where it was pure passion for the game.
I mean, burn.
Like pure passion, like passion we've never seen. To something that's so contrived and so manufactured by a whole team. Everything LeBron has done is just if you've been paying attention or if you got some sort of eye for it, it's been, like Lane said, it's been contrived. It's been photo ops. It's been psyops. It's been this. It's been that. It's so Hollywood. It's so Hollywood.
Are we really playing the fucking games?
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, is the magnet in the rim?
Exactly.
Or the back? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's to this other point that I want to bring up. One thing that nobody has touched, I've seen a lot of the media covering this. They're talking about taking out the 3-point line on the corners. They're talking about making the 3-pointers only count for 2.5 points. Everybody's complaining about the 3, which I'm all for that. I can't stand it. Horrible brand of basketball.
I don't like either.
That's not going to solve it. Okay, but I don't want to get into that. I want to ask, why hasn't nobody mentioned the fact? Me and my dad talk about it all the time. Sports gambling, every commercial. Okay, and
you can gamble on anything.
You can gamble on anything, but I just want to get into sports betting real quick. This country has a serious issue, guys. And I get it. I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't. I'm here to tell people. I may not be right today. Check me in 5 years. The NBA has a problem, but America has a major, major problem. When they start throwing, let me tell you something about a country. When they start throwing money around like this, there's an issue, okay? When they start legalizing sports betting, they're just throwing money around. We talked about the big contracts. We talked about the imbalance in inflation, the cost for the average American. And then you see in entertainment, they're promoting betting. Right. When we can't afford our fucking rent, we can't afford our groceries. What sane fucking country would then entice the people of their nation to gamble their money away? You know what I'm saying? What sane
Maybe a country that's worried that their currency is going out of
Exactly. That's my point. They see the end, and we're going to get into that when we talk about Trump and NATO and the BRICS dollar and all that. It's all tied in, guys. When you see and you understand what's going on, it has trickle down effects, and you see it in every industry. You see it all across the board. I see it at my job. You see it at your job. You see it all across the board.
I'm laid off right now.
Yeah, you see it all across the board. NBA, no difference. When they announced sports betting, guys, and now the first year, I told everybody, wrong.
Year 2, year 3.
This year 3. I'm like, you remember first year they're throwing out $50, $100. You sign up, get $100 free. But that we read books about that. We was 5 years old when we read those books. That's the mouse in the trap game.
Scam.
A good drug dealer gonna give you the first little bit for free.
A little tasty taste.
Come on, guys, we gotta be smarter than this. So my point is, nobody on none of these shows, none of the analysts have had the balls or the audacity that I've heard, and I've heard a lot. And this is why you gotta tune in to pages like this in the underground world of media, because hopefully we got a little bit of hair on our chest to say shit.
I don't think they're allowed to touch that.
They're not allowed because again, it's an industry. We get it. We work for people. I work for the man too. That'd be like me going to my job and shitting on the whole operation. Of hell no. The ESPN is in cahoots. They got a partnership with sports books. You know what I'm saying?
And it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. The question has to be, well, who sportsbook has a relationship with Vegas, right? So why isn't nobody, like Lane saying, why isn't nobody willing to talk about the fact that a lot of us feel like the games are really rigged?
Yeah, because now you got if you only win by 3.5 points, you're fucking everybody. Oh, okay, let's get a shot at
the spread.
The players are paying attention to parlays.
The over and under.
How much am I supposed to score tonight?
We got an NBA player, Michael Porter's little brother, Jonte Porter or whatever, who's facing criminal charges. If you guys remember, just because last year,
Michael is. Or the brother is.
The brother is.
Damn.
Not Michael.
Okay.
Their little brother. He has two brothers. Their littlest brother, who played for Cleveland and Toronto or whatever, he's about to go to jail soon because the sports gambling. He was, it's all corrupt, man. It's all corrupt. But I'm just saying the NFL and stuff has been able to weather the storm so far. But a story that y'all should be paying attention to. What's the big story going on in the NFL? Who got the best record in the NFL right now, Lane?
Probably the Chiefs.
Okay, they're 15-1. What has been the story about the Chiefs all year, guys? That has been blatant. Everybody's been complaining about the referees.
And T Swift. That's a whole other thing, but yeah.
Just the referees alone. That has been blatant. Okay? So it gives you cause to pause. Okay? That's going on in sports since the beginning of time. We know we accuse the Patriots of cheating. I understand that. I'm just saying this year in particular, it's been every game with the Chiefs. There's been except the Steelers game last week, but every other game it's been a close game, and they keep winning off of a ticky-tack call or something. So when you couple that with the fact that everybody's sports betting and gambling, and the NBA is having its trouble, I'm wondering why none of the analysts or nobody's had the balls to even question, could we be going down the wrong path with sports gambling? Guys, if you want, I said it on the first stream me and him did. If you want to know the truth, follow the money. Follow the fucking money. Look into what certain companies, who they fund or who they're backed by, and who they're backed by, and who they partner with. It'll tell you. It leads to things. So I say that to say, when these billion and trillion dollar industries, when the NBA starts making this much money, these sports start making this much money, guys, somebody's controlling that money. There's no $1 billion industry out there that's just accidental. I hate to be that it's all rigged. kind of guy, but tinfoil hat kind of guy. But yeah, you know, these are billion-dollar industries. Yeah. And do I mean rigged by like magnets in the realm? No. But do I mean rigged like yeah, in Muhammad Ali's day, it's a known thing that the Italian mob, used to make players throw fucking games and make fighters throw games.
Yeah, that was like one of the big collapses of the first NBA, right? Or NBA, or I can't remember how that happened, but there was mass amounts of gambling and such. The players were throwing games.
Yes.
History repeats.
What do y'all think happened with the GOAT and his dad?
Yeah, I mean,
what do y'all think that's all about? Y'all know why Charles Barkley's been working on TV and he openly complains about it? I mean, he's funny. He's a beloved. He's a treasure of America because he just talks shit. He gets on there and says it how it is. But if you listen to Charles Barkley, he says he hates it. He don't want to do it. You know, the big conversation around Barkley is Barkley was running with Jordan. They were gambling fucking addicts and they owe Vegas. Anybody heard from Bruno Mars?
No, at all.
He owes them niggas a lot of money.
Damn, actually, I ain't heard of.
What about Jay Leno? We seen the Jay Leno last month.
Yeah.
The big bruise, the blue face. He said he fell down a hill. No, they're back. The mob is back, guys. They're back. They was controlling sports in the 40s and 50s and 60s and shit. Okay? Telling people to throw games or else you know what? We'll be there to collect. Give me your firstborn type shit. That's real. Okay? That is real. And that can't be an element that all of a sudden, like Lane said, that's documented history.
Yeah.
That's not conspiratorial. That's documented. I read it from y'all. You know, so we can't, why are we not putting that in the equation today?
Yeah. We really are trying to act
you know
like we're just like this moral justice.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about it like that.
You know, you legalize sports gambling. You don't think that there's billionaires out there that are gambling? Let me tell you, they don't stop loving money. You get more, you get that money, you just grow a hunger for more money. So they're putting money on these players, bro. And you think these powerful people that are putting money, and it's not the Roger Goodell, it's not those people, it's the people we don't know that got fucked ton. It's the Italian mob. I'm gonna put a name on it. Exactly.
All kinds of
Exactly. You don't think that they hold any weight? You don't think the people that control Nike and shit that partner with LeBron James are betting on the games? You know, you don't think that they might be colluding? What about the NBA referee's family?
It just makes too much sense that they would, especially with ratings down. They almost have to if they want their game to survive at the level that it's at. They don't want to step back. You think people want to get a $300 million contract?
We know the reason why one of the reasons why they threw sports betting in there. We talked about earlier is because the dollar is falling, and this is everybody's last attempt at economic. You know,
revitalize.
Yeah, but another point that you're bringing up is because sports. You guys remember we were coming out of the pandemic, and the pandemic taught us that everybody got turned off. The one thing the pandemic did for everybody was we learned everybody was stuck in the house, and entertainment kind of got divvied away a little bit. Rap was done. All industries were shut down. And you got to think of America as a big business. They was like, oh, hell no, we can't have this. We can't have this. We gave these motherfuckers a year or two to like wean off of entertainment and work on themselves. And therapy was a big deal then.
It was huge. I'm telling you, that was like
everybody was doing shadow work.
Yeah.
Everybody was reconnecting with your family.
It shook the country.
You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, you know, the country lost billions of dollars from that stint too, just business wise. But they also knew that it was a period where they can't afford to let us wean off of these things that run, you know, make so much money.
Consumer.
Yeah, we're the consumer. Mm-hmm. So y'all have to see. Y'all have to see.
This is just another example of how the people have the power. We don't fucking see it. We're divided.
Yep. But that's how
distracted, divided.
Divided is the word. They use all these other tactics to divide us, race, all these other things to divide us, so that way we never pay attention to the full entity. You know, we never pay attention to the actual corporate, the actual structure that we all have to fight as a people. You know, and so tell me what LeBron said. What did LeBron say?
So LeBron said,
"We an hour in,"
and I'll paraphrase. I know. I'm like, we gotta move on. All right. So LeBron, paraphrasing, said, "I love the NFL, but Christmas is for the NBA. Christmas is for us." And he's saying it right into the fucking camera with the basketball. They just got done with the game. He's sweaty. Oh, you gotta love it, right?
It worked.
That wasn't staged. He wasn't handed a note. Say this as you hold your Sprite. That's fucking marketing bro. You got the King James. You got King James front and center. Christmas Day, supposed to be the biggest day in the NBA, right?
Yeah. The numbers just came back today.
Corn.
Did you see them?
Eat, no.
So the NBA, it worked. The NBA, they peaked at 8.2 million views during that game. The average views was around 5 million. It was their best ratings in 5 years. Best viewers in 5 years. So the NBA had a big win. So I seen Shane's status earlier today, and I was going to comment, but I wanted to save my content for here. And I wanted to say when I seen LeBron do that last night, and then I also seen, I don't know if you've seen this, but KD made a speech too. It was like you said, and I'm glad you pointed it out. It was a orchestrated effort.
Yeah,
you could tell that they got the memo.
Get the stars. Let's have them push the agenda a little bit.
Yeah, because we know what's going on. Roger Goodell is playing bullseye right now with the NBA. He's trying to get them out of here.
These NFL games. Hey.
No, just what he's been doing the last few years. He's took we talked.
I'm saying on Christmas Day.
It was horrible though. The NBA got a win last night.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, football. I don't know if it'll always be over basketball, but in terms of right now, football. If you got a football game or a basketball game on, you're putting the football game. Like,
but I want to let's talk about Roger Goodell's savvy moves. Let's talk about it from a competition standpoint.
Right.
So we know Roger Goodell institutes the Saturday. He started doing Saturday games. That was a problem for the NBA. The NBA was mad at him. Then he already had Monday. He already had Sunday, Mondays, and Thursdays. Then he started saying Saturdays, and then they tested out Fridays. Remember at the beginning of the year,
they tested out Friday.
They tested out Fridays. So you got to think of this as a business. The NBA is like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
What are you doing?
He's also expanding beyond just North America also. So it's like.
Exactly. Bingo. And then he did the Christmas last year and then Christmas this year. But you know what else he did? You know what else? Who else he's using? Jay-Z. And they went and got Beyonce for the halftime.
I heard that was a flop. I didn't watch it.
It was a big deal.
Was it good?
It was good. I mean, it's Beyonce.
All right.
I mean, some people, you know how it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of people gonna shit on because a lot of people don't like Jay-Z and Beyonce. But from art, you know, me saying it was good, can't be a bad. I can
respect that opinion.
I think it's a little bit over the top and stuff, but it's Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Beyonce.
The point that I want to make, because we can get into the actual performance, but I don't want to. The point I want to make is this competition, and Roger Goodell's really trying to deliver the kill shot to the NBA.
He might.
He's trying to.
He might.
And so I do want to give LeBron James and them credit, but it also should be signs of the time for you guys. Anybody out there that's willing to listen, I'm telling you, the NBA is really in some trouble. They got their 3-star players. They did the interview with KD, Steph, and LeBron. ESPN did this whole interview, set them all three down. I was like, interesting. Then, like Lane said, LeBron's comments after the game, KD's comments after the game, Curry's comments. It's a concentrated effort by the NBA. I'm sure that was passed down by Mr. Silver or ESPN. Hey, guys, like, we need to promote our league. And LeBron, I got to give LeBron James credit because when I heard that speech last night, and I was just like, I'm glad he's using that. It was savvy. Mm-hmm. Do I like actually his speech? No, it was contrived. It was bullshit. But I like the fact that he's seen the writing on the wall. Mm-hmm. I did like that. I did like the fact that he was he was leaning into that competition because there was NFL games on at that time. And he's like, nah, right here. We here on ESPN. Watch this. I like that because the NBA needs that because like we said earlier, you brought it up. in Rome at the Colosseum, the gladiator, part of it is showsmanship. It's entertaining the crowd. That
used to be the biggest part.
That's sports entertainment 101, right?
Yeah.
You gotta give asses in seats.
The athletes are the mad minority. I mean, madly minority. There's like, what is there, 200 players in the NBA, and there's billion people watching that shit.
Yeah, who's gonna entertain them? So I wanted to give LeBron a feather in his cap for that. I know he's facing a lot of people. A lot of people just like whatever. Yeah, it's definitely selfish.
He has to do it for his own brand. I mean, he's
for sure
in the NBA.
For sure.
I mean, he's like, oh shit.
For sure.
NBA crumbles. Where am I going?
And
my son's going.
And not only that, he knows LeBron James is a smart guy. He runs a whole agency, like you said, that's covering all these. He's a genius. LeBron James is a fucking genius. I never take that away from him. I just always said he'd be using it for the wrong shit.
I just think he's corny.
I think he's super fucking corny. I think he's super fucking corny. But I got to say that he's a brand, and he also knows that this is a shot at him. The 48% dip in ratings, bro. Your legacy is always Kobe's legacy is grown.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. When he left, and all the players tell the stories about how he practiced with him and Mamba mentality. That's when your legacy gets bigger. Jordan's legacy blew up when he left. Tupac's legacy blew up. Max blew up when you leave. That's when we see your impact. That was my point about LeBron James sticking around. It's almost like he knows that, and he's scared that he destroyed it so much that when he leaves and we get a break from him, when he goes away for 5 years, then the truth comes out because you're not there dictating so much. You're not there controlling it so much.
That's a scary contemplation right there.
I've already said it. I already said that the PED allegations is going to come out. They're going to come out. The NBA, I've seen this done. They've done it with Barry Bonds. Once the NBA and ESPN is done using you, because right now they need you, LeBron. Once they're done, all the secrets is just like the Jay-Z and P. Diddy thing. Y'all don't think that the FBI knew what the fuck they was doing? They knew. Yeah. They were waiting for the right time. That's how they used that power against you. We as the casual people, we say, oh, man, they get away with everything. It's like, yeah, for now. But you don't think that the man is like, yep, we let them do that. We let them do that. And we're going to hang them. We're going to hang them when they come against us. LeBron, same thing. They've let you do a lot of shit. No one's ever barked up the tree about Delonte West in your mom. No one's ever barked up the tree.
This is true.
Y'all think that that's just by accident? No. That means it's a whole team working together to make sure no one talks about it on ESPN. Yeah. It's a concentrated effort, or else somebody would have slept up there. Nobody's talked about it ever, not once.
That's true entertainment right there. That's funny. That probably gets some views. Oh shit! LeBron's wife got slayed by a teammate.
It tells you it's all controlled. It's all controlled, and Drake said a funny. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your team. That's a real thing that people do. If you're a big corporation, you hire a crisis team. You can. Jay-Z's king of doing it. He'll get stories off the internet taken off. He'll get videos about him, embarrassing videos taken off of YouTube. It's happened to me on my old podcast, where they will strike a video. And that's LeBron James. I told you guys, he learned from Hub. He learned from Jay-Z. He's from that school.
Say, you could always kind of see the correlation.
Yeah.
They're friends.
Yeah, they're real good friends. Okay. They're real good friends. I wasn't sure. Yeah. And LeBron James and Clutch is the same. It's the same thing, man. They run narratives. They got people out in the media. Brian Windhorst. They got people all everywhere. So shout out to Brian and them. They did. I do think, Lane, they won last night. I think that was a win for the NBA because they survived a Beyonce avalanche. They survived. They just lucked up because the Chiefs steamrolled over my Steelers.
We didn't have a good game though.
Yeah, the NFL didn't put on a good performance. They didn't perform. The second game.
We had a couple the
second game was horrendous. Texas scored 2
points. And there's a game today too, right?
I don't know.
Bears and I'm pretty sure the Bears play somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if they was going to do that. So I do think that the NBA did own Christmas yesterday, so that's good for them. But My advice, word of advice for the NBA is listen to the consumers. That was at the top. I said you got KD on Twitter right now today arguing with consumers. You got JJ Redick. You got all this collective of players. Everybody, like, we are telling you guys what the problem is. Stop trying to default and get us to appreciate something else. We appreciate Wemby. We get it. We appreciate the fact that this is the most skilled that we're.
What do you think about Wemby though? I mean,
He
could be that guy.
Listen, I'm not a fan, dog. The NBA fans are telling you guys we are not a fan of the product. We're telling you. So what do I think about Wemby? I don't know how good he is because I think he's playing in a. I think he's playing, you know, that church that we went up to and played.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the NBA is. So, like, do I think in a real organized, structured game, would I like him? I don't know. I haven't seen him post up. I haven't seen him run a fucking play. Yeah. I've seen him shoot 16 threes yesterday.
That's crazy. Pop let him do that. That's
he
crazy.
was,
I did not know.
Pop is out. But yeah.
Pop's out?
He had a stroke. Pop's fucked up.
I did not know this.
Mm-hmm. Pop's fucked up.
Pop was my favorite coach forever.
Yeah, Pop's fucked up.
Wow.
But so the point to take away, guys, is that you have to listen to the consumers. Like Lane said, we are the people. Yeah. And don't get too high on your horse to think that we won't stop watching. Because as the NBA is finding out, we will stop fucking watching.
And that's our only means of power.
That's our only source of power. I tell people always like, why you complain about somebody? You so picky. So I'm like, dog, that's how you get good art. I'm picky like that in rap because if we just let anything fly, you get what you get in rap the last 15 years. That's because of y'all. Because y'all allowed it. You need gatekeepers in certain industry. You need. Hey, we watched Terrence Howard go up to Joe Rogan and talk all this shit. Theory of relativity, and Joe Rogan had to bring a scientist on to sit with him the next episode to check him.
Shut that shit down.
That's called a gate. You need a gatekeeper. The scientist community was like, nah, we can't just have anybody saying anything. Right. You know, rap needs that. The culture needs that. NBA needs that. Every entity needs that. Farmers need that. You can't just have anybody talking about farming and they don't fucking know what the fuck they talk about. You know, you can't just have anybody pretending to be a farmer. You know, it dilutes the actual quality of farming. Rap, we're too inviting. The NBA, it became too player friendly. So now we got people that look like stars that we don't know how good they really are. That's my point. Switching gears.
Yeah, we got to switch gears,
man. That was an hour in. Did you see Kendrick got announced as Billboard's greatest pop star of 2024?
Saw that.
Now it faced a lot of backlash, and we're gonna be real quick on this because you already know how I feel. I'm seeing the Nation of Islam trying to. We all know that they're notorious for every single day of this beef. They have tried to change the narrative every single day. Like Lane was telling me just off the mic. You know, there's I think 5 or 6 Kendrick songs on the radio. He was just like, man. They're going to try to change the narrative and say that he's getting annoying. Yeah. They failed so far. Up until this point, it's been 8 months, 7 months for the beef, and they haven't been able to change the narrative. But now they're trying to use this and say, Kendrick's the pop star. Kendrick's the fucking pop star. He's getting all the awards. Yeah. Guys, this is very much could be the greatest. And this is what Billboard wrote. This is what he also got listed as Rap MVP of the Year in the excerpt. And there's another list out there by Apple Music or whatever. I think it's best years in hip hop ever. I think he came in at 3rd or something. But this very well, and we were saying it early, and we were saying this before he dropped GM Next. This is very much I wasn't alive for 96 Pac. I was alive, but I wasn't conscious. 0350, Nas.
I don't think that.
I'm just saying this is definitely in that conversation. Yeah. This very much could be the best. I personally think this is the best. This is the best I've ever seen.
I might put it up there, especially with GNX doing the numbers it's doing. Like pre-album drop, one of the better beefs we've seen. Like executions in a beat for sure. But now that we see how the album's dropping,
I think the album was the icing on the cake for me. I already
and
thought.
then no, the halftime show is going to be the icing because that will fall in 2024.
No, see that.
In my opinion.
No, that's
2025.
Yes, that's 2025.
What is that? February.
That's 2025. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. We live in a society. We move on too fast.
Yes.
We move on too fast. I hold on too long. For shit that I really like. And I'm just here to tell you guys, I don't think people are really realizing the masterclass that not only Kenny put on, but Drake and Kenny gave us. The beef masterclass, right? But let's really do this. And I'm gonna do it I gotta do an end of the year stream where we're gonna cover all this. So I don't want to give away too much. Like That comes out. We gotta really remember how he kicked in the fucking door. Like That for those that month was the big. It was everywhere.
And we were not given that pre. That was like a surprise.
It was a surprise. He kicked in the door. He kicked in the fucking door. And it was a big deal. Okay. Then we get the beef, and we never had seen an exchange. Like, they went back and forth. That Friday was the best night in hip hop ever. Yeah. We get 6:16 in the morning. The warning. Yeah. We get Euphoria that Tuesday. Came out on a Tuesday.
Yeah, okay.
Then that Friday morning we get 6:16. Yeah. Then we get Family Matters with a video, and we get Meet the Grams. That was the craziest night. We never seen anything like it. We get Meet the Grams 15 minutes after. Then the next morning, me and
legendary.
We sitting at his crib. Just talking about the beef, dissecting Meet the Grams, and we get the fucking notification. I'm at his. He got my first reaction to Not Like Us. Yeah. The next day. I'm like, bruh, we don't remember. We don't really remember how proper it was. Meet the Grams was crazy as fuck. It was sinister as fuck. That day,
it scared me.
It was scary because you got to remember, for a long time, we were still trying to figure out the daughter and the drug, the cover. There was a lot to dissect.
The cover art
was crazy. People were forgetting a lot of the shit. We were like, oh, he got a daughter. Everybody everybody arguing. He got a daughter.
Waiting on the album, but I'm waiting. I've heard Pusha talk about it too.
Yeah. But hold on. Yeah. Then we forget. Not Like Us. It drops with the cover art. People are forgetting how crazy. When we found out the cover of his house.
Of the house. Yeah.
Everybody was like,
oh my God.
Because now we just. Now we see, you get used to it. You hear the song, and we so we don't remember it reaction by reaction.
Right.
The way he wrote it out. We seen the cover art, and we was like, well, hold on, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck?
We were crossing new boundaries.
We was crossing hella new boundaries. All right, so then we get that, right?
But it's not even that we were just getting this music. We're also seeing clips of Drake from back in the day. We're seeing text messages.
Thank you.
All this shit is doubling down.
Thank you. The culture was fucking shook.
Bugging.
So this is what I'm saying. He had it already in the bag as one of the best rap. Before GNX was the icing on the cake. I'm just trying to outline to y'all what he really did. Okay, so the culture was shaking. Then you know what else he does? He announces the pop out. That shakes the industry again. Then he does the pop out. We forgetting the pop out.
Yeah. Murders.
We never seen anything like that in the height of a beef, guys. A fucking performance.
And in Compton.
Bloods
and Crips on the
stage on Juneteenth. That was at that point.
Juneteenth.
That was the biggest deal.
Everybody's in the crowd.
Bruh. We never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that. He brought Bloods and Clips together on Juneteenth. Everybody's like bringing gangs together. We've never seen anything like
LA rappers that have never been unified like that.
We've never seen anything like it. So then the next month, he gives us the Not Like Us video. Like, people are forgetting the rollout. The Not Like Us video.
And he dropped that little
the snippet.
Let the party die too.
Exactly.
It was
exactly.
Back. They always say Kendrick will drop something. We'll see him in 3 years.
Yeah, he rolled this year out.
He was in our face.
He rolled out. He's done something every month.
And I'm scared that he's gonna leave us.
No, I'm not, because everything that he's doing.
Spoiled. I'm spoiled to this point by Kendrick.
Nah, you gotta you know how he is, bro. You know how forward he thinks.
Yeah.
And when you was telling me, remember we was talking about it a few days ago about him being. I was like, man, he got 5 songs on the radio. Yeah. I know Kendrick's attention, especially with the concept of Mr. Morale and this album, the whole I'm reincarnated, my life goes on, I need all my baby. He is making these. They're calling them Disney. Not Like Us is like Disney. No, y'all. Kendrick is very intentional. He's a very fucking smart genius. He is trying to win the kids. not only for some other shit that we've covered on here, you know, on what's going on with the Epstein thing, but he also understands, he's a smart guy. He understands that in order for this narrative to never change, you got to be like what Nas did for me with the beef with Jay-Z. I was 5 years old when Nas came out with Ether, and I remember God's Son. I remember that album. That was one of my first recollections. I remember I Know I Can. I remember One Mic.
Too. That came out in 02, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember One Mic. So that's what Kendrick's doing. So now that narrative will never. I remember Nas being outside as a 5-year-old. So it's implanted in my brain as a 5-year-old. I don't remember the Jay-Z part.
My 6-year-old son has sung me at least 3 or 4 Kendrick songs that have dropped this week.
Exactly.
And I'm just in awe. As a Kendrick stan, I love it. But I'm literally in awe as I watch my innocent child
Exactly.
just spew these lyrics. Like,
screaming pedophile. So the genius in what he's doing, guys. Exactly. The genius in what he's doing, guys, is I was rapping One Mic and I didn't understand the lyrics. Yeah. But when you get older and you know that you was rapping that song, like AJ's going to get older and remember he was rapping about that, and then he looks into what Kendrick did, it gives that way more life.
Especially this unfolds how we anticipate.
Bingo.
And just to stretch this a little bit farther, I have a 3-year-old that repeatedly sings Peekaboo, TV Off. These are new tracks that came out this month.
Exactly.
My 3-year-old
exactly
knows 3 or 4 tracks and knows that they're by Kendrick.
And this is what I'm saying. We both know that Kendrick's intentional. And the fact that there's multiple tracks that he's like doing this specific thing where it's like really kid friendly. It's a very like catchy, like lullaby song. I know Kendrick, y'all trust me. This is an intentional thing. He's trying to drill music into the conscious of the kids because this narrative will never change. If the kids, the 5-year-olds or 3-year-olds today remember these songs, guess what? They're going to get older. You know what I'm saying?
Locked in, man.
It's locked in.
When we look back on Prince, when we look back on Michael Jackson.
Exactly. So Drake will never be, his team, his bots that he got, the bot farm that he got on, they will never be able to change this narrative. And even if they change it next year, it does not matter because Kendrick literally made an album for the fucking kids.
Yeah. It is just so crafty. And I'll say, you know, you said it earlier, you almost gave Drake his flowers. I'll say during the beef, like there was never one song where I was like, that was trash, Drake. That was straight trash.
I did. Push-ups was trash.
I think he did.
Did not like
was that the first one?
Yeah, I did not like push-ups.
Drop a gimme fit.
I thought it was way too light. But
I mean, I thought, you know, because I remember Drake and Meek Mill. Mm-hmm. And I went to a predominantly white school, and I'm like, Drake is about to get eaten alive. Right. Are y'all serious? Like, what? Dreams and nightmares? Like, are you kidding?
Right. Everybody.
Meek Mill never delivered.
Everybody does. Yeah, that's because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, we see Meek Mill now.
Yeah, we both knew Kendrick was a whole different beat. We knew that that's a whole different. That's a real artist. That's like going up against Prince that can rap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't go up.
This man's literally.
You can't go up against. You can't go up against somebody that's that skilled in so many. Kendrick beat the fuck out of you. And Common said it yesterday. Go check out Common's interview. He said, man, I just love that beef. He said, I think it's the greatest beef we've ever seen because of everything we just outlined. But he said, I just love the way Kendrick was able to drop knowledge and spiritual, esoteric knowledge during the beef. He was like, I don't think people really realize what he was doing and how hard that is. Kendrick was dropping fucking jewels during this beef, y'all. Like, shit, I ain't never heard him. I've listened to his catalog forward and backwards. And he was saying that line on 616 in LA, praying before you about to go smoke them and then... Oh my I put my children to sleep. 3 players and I'm fucking man. The fucking circadian rhythm of a shooting star.
Chills, bruh. Chills,
like, bruh. He was speaking spiritual warfare during this whole beef. Watch the party die. Literally. Like, come on, bro. You talking about reincarnated and all? He's way out of here, y'all. He was beating Kendrick. He beat him in so many different styles, bro. We get Like That trap club record. Then we get Euphoria, just pure rap Eminem type record, right? Then we get Meet the Grams, horrorcore, like some Tech Nine.
Fucking face.
Yeah, but like some Tech Nine, Tupac, Hail Mary. That's horrorcore. Then you get Not Like Us, and this is all in one day. He literally made a tape full of all different type of records, bro. With disses.
And just
now GNX, you got motherfucking Dodger Blue. That's a LA
like. I don't even
know Anthem.
Yeah. There's so
a
much.
feel good record. Then you got the
TV
peekaboo,
off,
the TV with the that's oh my god.
Monster! Bruh, my kids are gonna be saying
that's with the band.
5 years.
That's with the band.
That's with a live band.
That's with the live
band. Will
band.
be played at the halftime.
Big time.
Sure.
Big time.
Monster.
He gave you dishes in every single way.
That's generational shit.
Yeah, that's
Machiavelli
shit.
Ad lib, shit like that. Like
he's making sure he's done. No one will ever be able to forget this year. Not our kid. He got the kids. He's drilled into the kids. We definitely gonna remember.
He got the average fans too.
He got the average fans. Right. So I say all that to say, yeah, he's the pop. Yeah, he's the greatest pop star of 2025. Easily. It's not even close.
And he just won the best rap beef of all time.
Of all time.
I don't care because you can't say Big did not say a fucking word when Pac was alive.
No, yeah, that's not even.
NWA didn't have shit to say once what's it called dropped. No Vaseline dropped. That was a rap.
Yep.
Like any rap beef you want to talk about.
No, the only one to compare it would be Nas and Jay, and it just didn't make, and 50 and Ja Rule, it just didn't make it.
But they didn't go back and forth as much.
50 and Ja went back and forth.
Yeah, there was like a lot of pain.
There's a lot of like, and there's a lot of. This
was direct, like you said, we had 3 tracks in one day,
bro,
on a casual Friday.
Yeah.
I'm at work, like I'm gonna have to fucking leave early.
Yeah,
I gotta.
It was like that. It was like that. So the other thing I do want to highlight for this is that just another little tool for you guys out there. Kendrick could do this anytime he wants. This narrative that you're trying to run, that this is all off the back of the beef and all off the back of Drake. Yes, there's credence to it because we're not stupid. That's a fact. We understand that, but we also understand that if Kendrick wanted to pop out any of the years, he could dominate.
Yeah, but we've also talked about entities and brands and whatnot. He'd be a dumbass not to.
Right.
Drake's like the biggest,
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce the ball off your head.
And I'm gonna smash your face into the fucking concrete.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all of your fans.
48 laws of power.
Bruh.
Destroy him completely. And that's what else he's doing. He's making sure that there's no.
They're saying, I don't like 50's what 50's been doing lately at all.
No.
But 50's is trying to say Drake's coming out with another one.
Nah, see
sure
that.
He is.
Nah.
What's he gonna do?
No. 50 didn't say that. 50 didn't say that. 50. Did you see it or did you read it?
I read it.
Yeah. See, people missing. Yeah. He was talking about at the height of the beef. Because Drake dropped Heart Part 6, and he was just like, he was just saying his perspective was Drake didn't wave the white flag. He had more in the tub. That's what 50 was saying. But I seen all the blogs cut that and run with the narrative that 50 said he had.
Once
more.
Kendrick said, I got 5 more.
Drake tapped out.
Yeah.
Drake tapped out.
He better fall back for a little bit.
He tapped out. So, yeah, shout out to Kenny. Definitely, he's MVP of the year. They named him MVP of the year, greatest pop star of the year.
One thing left. This is probably the least amount of music we've gotten from Drake his whole career. In 1 year?
No, I wouldn't say that because.
Does the gigs, the 100 gigs, or whatever, does that count?
They count. That's
on his catalog?
We're going to. No, but I'm saying we can't. I'm saying you don't want to eliminate that from the equation because that's taken away from Kendrick's impact. Because when we reassess the damage, we have to calculate the fact that Drake dropped 19 songs this summer and none of them fucking stuck. That's accredited to Kendrick.
There was 19
he
tracks
dropped
on there?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I think I listened to the first 3 or 4. It wasn't for me.
He's dropped 19 songs this summer. That's including the beef. That was including the beef. That was including the beef and including remember he had the features with the pop star. He had the sexy. Nothing stuck. That's the point. So I don't want to eliminate that because then you're taking away. No, we got to assess Kendrick's damage on this man's brand. Right. He drops fucking. This is the biggest so-called biggest dude in the world, and he dropped and couldn't even chart. That's what happened to Ja Rule. That's how you assess the real damage. Right. So he dropped a lot. He dropped too much. And everybody was telling him Drake, the best advice everybody was giving Drake, smart people, we all said, just go away, bro. Just go away. Just go away literally for a year. If Drake goes away for a year, bro, you understand the anticipation on the next Drake. If he would have never done what he done, like if he would have just bowed out and then went away and never said nothing, everybody's going to be drooling to hear what the fuck you got to say. But no, you too prideful. You got too much ego. And I already said it. Really. Too much business going on. He's just like the LeBron James of the rap.
Yeah.
You tied to too many shit. You done signed too many deals. You can't even take a fucking break.
He's tied in now.
You can't even take a break.
Truly, like, oh,
yeah, you got the stake.
But that's when art stops being authentic. You gotta push it. And what the fuck are you doing? You're doing it for somebody else.
Exactly. And that's what Drake been doing the last 10 years, guys. You said we had to move off that, right? We gotta.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But that is the thumbnail. So.
Did you have something else to say?
I mean, I haven't talked about Cole since the new.
What you gotta say?
Those couple tracks.
The Forest Hill tracks.
Yeah. And I mean, they're nice. They didn't move a needle for me, but I just I don't know. I hope Cole can somehow bounce back from this. He gotta
speak up.
Yeah, I guess I'm just speaking on the fly, but I grew up a big Cole fan. I'm a big rap fan. I'm a big more in terms of morals. I feel like we don't have any in this world. And Cole is a very specific person. I mean, this motherfucker be riding the bike around in sweatpants in New York City. I can respect certain people like this. So I just hope, because I don't want to give Cole the third fiddle. I don't want to. And right now he's sitting third fiddle. Okay, this fair? Okay. I just hope he can bounce back somehow. He has to do something before the fall off is the one.
Uh-huh.
Before the fall off, he has to do something. And I don't think this generated enough. These couple tracks, these 6 or 7 tracks, whatever it was, off the Forest Hills, expanded. I just.
Okay.
That's my man. That's my man. I love.
So you're saying it didn't make enough noise?
Yeah. I don't think it pushed the needle in any type of way that would take that pressure off of him, because there's still pressure on him right now. He very much.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did do himself a solid because, see, so what Drake and Cole started to do, and I really wish Shane was on here. What
you got to move the mouse. I can't.
Sorry. What they started to do is they seen when you see an avalanche coming like Kendrick came, you just got to get out the way. And Cole started to he made people start remembering nostalgia. He started leaning on his back catalog. He started rolling out the 10-year anniversary, and then he did the Madison Square Garden performance last, 2 weeks ago and stuff. So it made.
But then he did the Port Antonio also.
Yes, but that was before.
That's contradictory. That was 1 month ago.
It was September or whatever. October. It was October, September. Maybe. It was for sure. But he faced backlash. And then after that, see, Cole is in the middle of a rollout right now. This whole Forest Hills Drive, Port Antonio, it's a rollout. The offseason.
For the
off-season.
Fall off.
Yeah, the fall off. I said off-season. Yeah, the fall off. And you guys got to realize that he's trying to roll out his album in a year where Kendrick is just completely overshadowing him. And it's not a year where he can pretend that he's ignoring. It's a direct year. Kendrick went at both of them. They all went at each other. So, in years past, I personally always felt like Kendrick was dominating album-wise, and but everybody shared their own space where they didn't have to acknowledge each other.
Facts.
They were trying to be not say anything about it.
They were trying to be peers.
Yeah, they were trying to just oh, okay,
I'm me.
Yeah. And I think this year is the year where we all got direct contact. So it's nah, it's up. All the fan bases is attacking each other.
So was it the first person shooter verse that really sparked it, or was it?
Oh no, we've already way before.
But I mean, that was what, January?
Yeah,
December. I went to that concert.
December. Right
before all this hit, February, January, I went to a concert. Drake, I didn't want to see Drake, but I seen Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And they did their thing. Drake had his little fake abs on, and it was cool. It was a nice little show. But right after that, March, that hit.
And I kicked in that motherfucking door.
I just think it's crazy that I seen them this year.
So, but my point with the Cole thing is, you said it didn't really. I think it did. It served him good because now he bought himself time. I'm just seeing the narrative on X and kind of his fan base and stuff. Everybody's just forgetting about the beef, which didn't do him. We both agreed that
did not help him.
It was not helping him.
Long term wise, this will hurt forever.
Yeah. But this whole 10-year anniversary thing was a good move. It bought him time. He released 10 new. What was it? 10. I think 10. I think it was 8 new songs. So the narrative went from. We got content from Cole, and it wasn't nothing to do with the beef. Port Antonio, I think they threw that out there, him and his team, Eve and them, and it was just they didn't want to They never addressed it. They faced a lot of that backlash, and they've never talked about it. They've never said anything. So that tells me that they had to probably do plan B. You see what I'm saying? It was just like, okay, let's do the force.
That shows you like the layers of the TDE. Well, I guess PG Lang really, but like
TDE
it was
behind
on point, baby.
They didn't miss at all during.
I mean, the pictures.
They did not.
You could say the daughter thing has not been proven.
It hasn't been proven.
Hasn't been like debunked though either.
Right.
It's still up in the air.
Nah, his team, his marketing, Kendrick's team is. We've never seen anything. And I don't want to get back on him, but we've never seen anybody's team execute in time like that. Like we said, this wasn't a beef where they had like, besides the 17 days that he planned for Euphoria, where he probably planned all this. Because I know how Kendrick is. He planned all this.
He was building up. He was letting the tension build.
Yeah, he planned all this. He knew he was planning the whole tape. They said he recorded the whole album. He planned all of this. Kendrick is like that. In that 17 days where everybody was killing him and where's Kendrick at? Drake dropped 50 and everybody was clowning him out. I ain't have one worry on my. I'm like, yo, when Kendrick pops out, whenever he pops out, he going.
I knew it was a matter of time.
He's going to smoke. Team, man, he has a team and TDE. They executed. For them to put on this masterclass, like you said, during the time and it be flawless is we've never seen anything like it.
Because I mean,
no leaks. The concerts, all the planning. Y'all know how much the planning that getting the gangs on stage and getting them all together.
They had 25 performers.
Bro, do you know how much time that fucking takes?
The DJ had to get everybody's tracks in order. Like,
bruh.
Fuck?
Rival gang members on stage, like it takes conversation,
bro. You gotta have mass security.
Yeah, but it takes.
LeBron's in the crowd. You gotta protect that motherfucker.
It takes a lot. Then the videos, then the album rollout, and like we said, no leaks.
Yeah, nothing came out of his.
The secret video, they talking about his homies because I watched Back on Fig and stuff with his homies and shit. And they said Kendrick was they signed NDAs and they said Kendrick recorded the Squabble Up video. It's a green screen, and that's why Kendrick looks so awkward. Like the way he did it is Michael Jackson Prince level. It was like hush hush. He wasn't even. They said they didn't even record it at that building that it ended up being at. It was like green screen type shit. So that's how you keep everything on that. Nobody knew Kendrick's moves. The right hand didn't tell the left hand didn't tell the right hand. And that's how you keep it hold a secret.
They must have been in that office tight.
Meanwhile, Drake's team, Academics, Aiden Ross, Kyson, everybody was chirping.
Running out
messy, and Kendrick was able to predict their next move. That's why he was able to drop Meet the Grams 15 fucking minutes after.
He dropped when Academics was live.
Because y'all talk too much.
He's literally reacting.
It was so
drop the song and then say
masterclass.
Axe looking.
Oh
my god.
A masterclass.
Bruh.
A master fucking class.
Oh,
but yeah, so Cole, I've always said really the fundamental difference between Kendrick and them is Kendrick's team. Kendrick has TDE and his team, they're severely because you look at SZA, you just look at the way they move. Doechii, yeah, and how they're popping her off. They just move so militant, they move so perfect. Cole don't have that. Cole has Eve and Dreamville in them, but they don't.
Cole better get his shit together, man. They better put Cole on because Cole was supposed to be the one.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the one.
He ain't with them no more. He's
not.
Nah, Cole been in control of his shit for a long time now.
Okay, because Cole came on there. He gave us what was that track? Superstar,
Star. Every Day a Star is Born.
Yeah, Star is Born, whatever. Yeah, that was really supposed to put Cole on.
Mm-hmm.
He was his first.
No, Hov and Cole got some funk because of that.
Where you at, Shane?
Yeah, Hov and Cole got some funk, and then the fight over the Kendrick verse. Yeah, so there's something going on between Hov and Cole Ben, and it has to do with that.
It's probably got something to do with morals.
That too, for sure.
I mean, I feel like J. Cole would be like, wow, that's not something I want to be a part of.
Yeah, I think in his audio series that he did with the whole rollout with the horses, he said something, idolizing Jay and then meeting him and finding out your idol, bleeds like you. He talked to him. He hinted at what you're talking about. He probably seen some shit and was just like, wow. But yeah, Kendrick. What did you say the cover was? Oh yeah,
Panama. Yeah.
Yeah. So 47 is wilding.
He's wilding.
What's he doing? What's he doing?
He ain't even there yet. So basically, in the midst of the world, everybody seems to be trying to grab land, trying to grab whatever. Shit's crumbling right now. Everybody's grabbing what they can as much as they can. And we got D. Trump, president to be, in what, a month? A little over. President to be is claiming that he wants a large chunk of Greenland and he wants to control the Panama Canal. Now, the Panama Canal is a very interesting one because, for one, that's the biggest, one of the biggest ports and canals in the world. I mean, you take the Panama Canal out, you're adding, I don't know, probably a week or two of shipping if you got to go all the way around.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's 2 weeks.
I mean, look at
like
that.
11 days, I think.
You got a map up over here. But you can kind of see the map. Man.
Well, you want me?
You go ahead.
So, I want to first tell a little bit just summarize a little bit of the history on why this could be, because the conversation I think that we're leading to is why would Trump be doing this? And unless you know the history, like Lang said, he said it's interesting. The Panama Canal one is a little bit interesting because of the history. We actually built it. We actually we funded it. We had ownership of it. But I also want to kind of go a little bit further back. The Panama Canal, had to do with like the French and the Panamanians and stuff. And there's really a lot of history on how this canal got built. There was a lot of immigrants that had worked on the original construction of this canal, and they died with malaria and yellow fever and stuff because the original contractor to this canal, he's the one that created, and I can't remember his name. He's the one that created the Suez Canal over in Egypt. His name's like Fernandez. You could look it up, Fernandez or something like that. And another engineer had told him when he started the construction on this, another engineer had told him like, hey, dog, I don't think that you're going to be able to dig. You're going to be able to dig this one under, like at sea level, because like the Suez Canal is digged on the ground underneath, but that's flat surface. This one, it's between the two oceans and it's not flat surface.
It's like a valley.
It's a valley. And so the engineer told him like, hey, I think you're going to have to build it up mountain high. Like you're going to have to do something that way. And he was just like, nah, fuck that. So they dug for years, man. They worked on this for years. A lot of people died, blah, blah, blah. They weren't able to get that project done. A lot of investors that the original dude, he realized that, okay, I was dumb. I should listen to the other engineer and I need to do it high up, mountain high. But the investors at the time was just like, nah, we lost millions of dollars. It's over. Like that's done. So this is what happened. The original dude gave up. Everybody gave up. But the one dude that was working on the project said he would take it over. He took it over, and he then worked with Tito. He worked with essentially the president.
That was 1904 to 1915.
Yeah, he worked with the president. Theodore Roosevelt was just like, wait, you said that we can. They did a deal. They did a little slimy deal. They got the Panama got their independence in a slimy way, and that's the history that I want y'all to look into, because I don't want it to just seem like, this is our Panama Canal, because we did build it, we did construct it, but we got it through some dirty tactics. I want to, there's always some deal. We tricked them into getting their independence from their nation because they weren't going to be able to do this construction on the Panama Canal because they weren't independent. Yeah. And so they
couldn't fund it. They wouldn't be able to fund it either.
So America was like, well, y'all got to get your own independence for us to do a deal. And they staged a whole invasion. America helped stage the whole invasion. So that way Panama can get their independence so they can sell them the Panama Canal. Okay. So we helped them do all that. Now the deal with us giving it to them was that they were to always give us good deals. Y'all got the Panama Canal. We did it. But like, be fair.
They officially took 100% control in 99.
Okay. So what do we think about Mr. Trump? Trump is using this as a tactic, along with other things that we're going to talk about. Trump Now we know Trump is known to do this. Trump is known for the art of the deal. Trump has threatened. So let's just put this all out here. Trump has threatened NATO.
Yep.
He's threatened BRICS. He's threatened Canada. We'll talk about here in a second. He wants Canada to be the 51st state. He's threatened Greenland now. And he's threatened Denmark. And he's threatened the Panama Canal. So what Mr. Trump is trying to do for everybody out there that wants to understand kind of what is, it's a negotiation tactic. Just like the Ukraine and Russia war, he's threatened them. He's threatened Bibi Netanyahu. Everything he's doing is he's trying to pull us away from those wars. And he's trying to literally turn, I told you guys, he's trying to turn us into an isolationist country. But he's also causing ruffling in NATO now. Because now he's attacking our NATO allies. Yeah. Denmark and the Panama.
These are our neighbors.
These are our people.
But these are our neighbors. Yeah. There's major war conflicts right now. Like, if Denmark was to run from us to the enemy, that's close as fuck.
Yeah.
To us. Like, we're no longer talking about shooting over the ocean. No, we're talking about shooting like.
Right. You know. So I'll say this: that Trump is not going to take Greenland. It's and we've gotten releases from.
But I don't even understand the attempt. You'll have to really explain to me like his long-term views on this, because like the Panama Canal, okay, we funded it. His claim is that we're not getting fair taxation out of it, and we're getting more than everybody else. They've denied, but the Greenland, he said this is like one of the main priorities when he hits the office. One of his main priorities is to control Greenland. We have a big base on Greenland.
Yes, we do.
But like besides that, like I don't understand like the need to really like govern it in his words. Like I just
he wants them. A lot of this stems from you got to remember, go back and look at his original beef with pulling us out of NATO. His original beef with pulling us out of NATO, and we have it pulled up here, is their NATO's spending in their GDP in the national defense. Trump understands. He's a smart. You guys got to look at him like a businessman. This isn't politics. This isn't politics. He's here. He's like a new manager at a place that's assessing all the cuts that you got to make when you come into a new store or new business. You got to come in and say, okay, I can cut money here. I can cut money here. We need to save money here. I need to keep this person here. This person. Just same with Doge, with Elon Musk and them. They're trying to do the same thing. So Trump is seeing he's running NATO, the numbers of NATO. He sees that there's war approaching, like world war approaching. And he's like, nah, y'all got to start pulling your fair share right now, because like we at war, and we're at war lane, and we're trying to also save our economy. So we can't continue to put in 7-8% of our GDP or 4% of our GDP. And there's 33, 32 members in NATO. 23 of them are reaching the 2% minimum. 23. So that means there's 9 nations that aren't even reaching it. Now, Denmark is just at
2.0.
They're at 2%. So Trump is coming for all other nations, Chile, all these other people that aren't pulling their weight, that he feels aren't pulling their weight. He's coming after your ass because he wants people to pull their weight, because we're about to go to war. Not only are we about to go to war, he also wants to save our economy. So
you have to save the U.S. economy, or the U.S. in a war is not the same.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
So he's like, no, in order for us to save our economy, I can't go to war. Like you said, I can't go to war and be spending and putting the most. I'm protecting NATO nations, and we're the ones at risk. Yeah. You know, a lot of these places in England and Europe, they're not the ones that's necessarily at risk right now. They are, because, I mean, we don't really think that Putin is going to continue to march on territory.
Like, well, I don't know if he can. Like, I'm not certain he has that firepower anymore.
He's not going to. That's what I'm saying. Like, the other nations ain't really that. It ain't like, he's really marching through these territories trying to gain land like the other people in the Middle East. That's what they're doing. Putin is just staging off a front right now.
Yeah. Well, the Soviets, they felt like they didn't get a fair shake. Like,
that's what I'm saying. We're staging this Ukraine or Russia war like you guys got to remember, we're the Americans, so we're getting our side of it, and we're staging it like Putin is trying to march through and take Ukraine and march on more territory. That's not the reality of what's happening. He's trying to reclaim
his buffer. He's
trying to reclaim Ukraine, which was originally theirs. And he doesn't want Ukraine to be associated with NATO.
Yeah. But that's his buffer. That's his satellite states. Yeah. Keeps everybody just a little bit farther.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like not right on Russia.
So he's literally trying to keep NATO off of him. And we're framing it as if he's marching on more territory. No, he's really at defense. He's trying to just like stage them off, you know. So I'm saying that to say Trump is trying to get us out of the wars, useless wars. He's not trying to really bark up he's not trying to attack Greenland. He's not trying to attack the Panama. And Greenland and Denmark said that they will cooperate with President Trump. And they just came out and said they will definitely cooperate.
Well, they also upped their defense by
exactly.
So
exactly.
They're preparing also.
But no,
they should.
No, they're not. See.
Well, we got conflicting reviews in because what my research said was that they were definitely not happy with Mr. Trump and that they're up in their military, especially in the Greenland Peninsula or whatever, just in case.
See, but that's what
a little fraud.
No, see, I think.
The what?
That I'm saying that's what Trump wanted them to do. They're up in their defense, which is what he wanted them to do. I don't think they're up in their defense from us invading them. That might be what they're trying to report. No, they're up in their defense because Trump wants everybody to up their fucking defense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would work then.
He's just playing the game of the art of the deal. He's using
the Panama one is just trying to get a little cheaper deal.
He's trying to get a little cheaper deal. And same with Canada. We get lumber and shit from Canada. They're one of our biggest exports. He's been joking. If you go to his Twitter, he jokes every day. Canada should be our 51st. He's starting to like draw the narrative and he's bully tactics. He's trying to get the narrative going out there that they should be our 51st state. They will save on taxes. They will save on this. And Canada's like, no, but he's doing that because if the narrative changes and the American people start saying, yeah, and Trump can start bullying and using our military as a threat, then Canada is going to bend at the knees and they'll give us a better fucking deal on the lumber. It's business. It's the art of the deal. And he's not invading our NATO. He's not.
Yeah, I don't really anticipate him invading Greenland. What the fuck is up there?
No, he's not doing that.
We just want to be a little closer to Russia, but we already have a base
He's
there.
Literally anti-war. It would be a suicide mission, like you said, for us to get involved directly in a fucking war with our own team right now. When there's two other fucking
because the rest of NATO would be threatened, and they would all come together against us. They would have to.
Yeah,
they would have to.
Or we would get attacked. We would be focused on that, trying to get more territory, and somebody from the Middle East would fuck us up. China would then invade Taiwan. It's not a good time.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Is I can't remember the exact area, but China has been pushing on Russia a little bit because they see Russia's weak at the knees, so they've been applying pressure. They had like little allies or whatever, but they're really pushing. These North Korean troops are falling out. I'm hearing these North Korean troops were not ready for war at all. They're just in their body bags, basically.
I didn't see that.
The North Korea thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I know about the North Korea being in the Ukraine and Russia situation, but I didn't know
the Chinese Russia thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the little region. I was trying to find it on your map, but it was like. And it used to be part of China, and Russia got it in a shiesty little exchange. Russia took it from China. China's like, no, fuck that. They're trying to push back.
Okay.
So yeah, that's worth looking into.
Okay.
But it's just like everybody's trying to grab land.
Yes.
Everybody's doing what they can.
Do you think that has anything to do with the drones?
I don't think so.
You don't think these are Chinese drones?
So far.
What's so far? China?
Yeah, China's super far. I mean, I've heard reports that they're coming up out of the sea. There could be,
Well, China been in our country for a long time. you know, they own 2,000 acres of farmland. That's been a big.
They're not flying up from the farmland. They're not landing. They would have found their bases and whatnot. I think it's got to be American drones or extraterrestrial. They're just, you know how in the movies they kind of just slow drip it. Like this might just be like another slow drip because they can't find the source. Like that's pretty suspect to me. You can't throw a little tracker on one and see what the fuck happens. You know what I'm saying? Where does it go?
Where do we go from here with the drones?
They will not shoot them down. They will not, you know, nothing of that nature. They strictly said they won't do that. Yeah, but you can't just allow it. I mean, we didn't want to allow that
spy
balloon to fly around for 2 weeks or whatever. Like, where do we go from here? I mean, we voted that man in. He's supposed to make us great again, right? The savior got the vote, right? That's what they was telling me.
No, man. Where do we go from here? Like, where do you think this story develops to? Is this turning into one of the biggest cover-ups ever?
The drones specifically, or
yes?
I don't know. Potentially.
I don't think people really realize how.
I think it's insane. I think this is something I've never like witnessed. Like this is like you know they say war will never be on American land. Like this is like very early. Like there's a lot of drone war. You know what I'm saying? Like over in Gaza, drone warfare is like very prominent. So it's like to just whatever. That's crazy as fuck. I've never seen nothing like this. Honestly, at least in American soil. So
that's what I mean by where do we go from here. I don't mean what does the president. I mean as a story, where does this develop to? Like, are we in the midst of one of the greatest conspiracy? Like, I feel like we're in the midst of one of the greatest.
Get the truth in like 80 years when the government unclassifies.
Like, but where do you think this leads to? Are we at danger? Like, what? Just give me some foresight. I need some foresight.
That's your more expertise, but I'll try. Let me. All right, so I would say,
like, because the story ain't just going to disappear. Like, it's going to come to a conclusion.
I would say that they ultimately find the source, or they probably have.
They make up a source.
We
won't get
that's later. That's later. I'm talking about they find source, and you know potential.
They don't tell us truthful.
They're not. No, we're not gonna hear nothing. We're not gonna hear nothing. Like I said, we'll probably hear about this in like 50 years. CIA.
No, okay. I gotta let you finish.
All right, yeah, let me finish. All right, so then.
But you hold on. You think that they find source, and you said we don't hear. I think they
have to get to the root. They can't continue to let this happen.
Right, but they find source and they tell us something, right? You can't say.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be the truth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's why I wasn't even gonna cover that for you. I was gonna breeze over that.
No, but you can't.
They're gonna tell us some bullshit.
There you go. You have
They're
to.
They're gonna tell us it was Iran.
You have
even though Iran is, you know, balls to the wall. They're gonna say whatever. Okay.
There'll be a big fallout because of that.
Yeah, there will be something that happens, and we've talked on here about the 7th.
Even if it ain't
early on, that's what it looked like.
Whoever they pin this on, there's going to be a fallout.
Yeah.
From. They're not going to pin this on themselves, guys. Yeah. Because it's already too late into the thing. They've already lied too long. It's already been a month, and they've said it's not there. So they you can't next month say, oh, it was ours.
It was ours. We just
that ain't going to happen. So they're trying to find a way because we're hearing stories, like you said, of the drones coming out of the ocean. We're hearing stories. There was a story, a drone got shot down. Drones interfering with flights and stuff like that. But, oh, man, the orbs are the story. The orbs continue to be the story, and that's where this starts to get a little bit more extraterrestrial. That's when the conspiracies kick in with a lot of people on what actually, because I've watched many podcasts on it. We've seen all the experts on it, and they're like, you know, they can identify the crafts. They know what type of drones these are. They're saying that the drone and the orb thing, because a lot of these drones are like, there's orbs.
What is an orb?
You know what an orb is. It's like a ball of energy. You ain't seen the orbs? They've been like Ezekiel's will. Like that.
They've been seeing them?
Hell yeah. They've been seeing them next to the drones.
Oh, see, that's scary.
You ain't been seeing this?
I'll tell you, I live in a cave until I pop out.
Look, these.
Okay, I did see a picture of one.
They've been like in the sky, like it'd been like swarms of orbs next to the. So I told you early on that a lot of the conspiracy, see, is this and shit. A lot of the conspiracy was the first conspiracy that we had was I told you guys on here literally a month ago. I said, could it be that they're using the drones as a psyop to transport a UAP? I thought maybe it was our government using the drones to distract the fact that they was transporting a UFO. So, you know, you would have the drones, everybody would be focused on that, and higher up, a silent ship will be going by. Then, because the orb story was coming out. Now everybody's wondering, like, you know, are the drones a distraction from, are we really under an extraterrestrial celestial event and the government doesn't know what to do, so they're throwing the drones out there, so we're focused on the fucking drones.
Which could very well be the reality. Like,
yeah.
In terms of crisis, America has always been like smoke screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
That's this perfect word. Smoke screen. A smoke screen. A fucking smoke screen. The orbs is the conversation right now, Lane. If you haven't, orbs is, if you go anywhere, it's all about the orbs. What the fuck? And the orbs is crazy. So NASA, they look. Amid UFO sightings, ex-NASA pilot claims he nearly collided with mysterious metallic orb suddenly out of nowhere. So, and this is all in New Jersey. You know, they're dealing with the drones. Everybody knows about the drones. Like, people are seeing the drones, but the orbs continue to be all across the nation in Minnesota.
My sister's moving to Jersey next week. You know I got to go out there.
Let me see if this video, what's this video got? Pardon us, I don't know.
Care about the skincare.
So drone sightings have continued in the Golden State as more people are keeping their eyes in the sky and ears to the ground. Some officials are now addressing new reports of drones at military bases.
Golden State's California, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all the way in California and shit, bro. I'm seeing videos every single day on the news.
I mean, they had Pat shut down a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no.
See, they can't just allow this to continue.
Exactly. Oh, whoa. All the way in India.
It's right too. That's
Or split in two.
I don't think supposed to split. I ain't buying that.
Okay. All right. So I don't want to. My point is, people out there ain't able to hear that clip, but essentially, he said, now the orb situation could be broken off pieces of satellite and stuff like that. But the question isn't. See, because they keep giving us a conventional explanation on what might make sense, but the question has to be like, is that all of the sightings that we're seeing? Because they're not able to explain every sighting. So, the question isn't, yeah, maybe that is, but like, why are we seeing them right now with the drones? A lot, So we very much, like Lane said, we very much could be in the middle of a whole green. What did you say? Smoke screen psyop. Just like the Luigi Mangione thing. But that's a topic for
we're
another
going
day.
to talk about that too, because I got mad questions.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, ask them.
At the end of the pod, we're gonna have to do a whole podcast. I'm gonna keep this man busy all 2025. What you say?
I thought you said
content all 2025.
No, I said okay. So you don't want to talk about it on this podcast?
We're 2 hours in, man.
I'm asking. Yeah.
No,
there we go. Okay.
We need to cut this. 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll cut it in 10 minutes. But yeah. So kind of back. I got the GDP. For NATO, United States at now. Look at Saudi Arabia.
This isn't just NATO.
Yeah, this is
China's in there, Russia's in there.
Yeah, that's true.
What is this? Just military spending?
Mm-hmm. For defense. These countries better step up because Donald Trump is coming. That's what I'm here to tell you guys. He's not playing no games.
He's not fucking around.
He wants our economy good. So he's looking at, like I said, guys, he's looking at all the avenues of a business, all anywhere where we are pulling money from or could make money or losing money. He is looking at it. His team is looking at it, and they are looking to make cuts.
And we just gotta hope he has a better team this time.
So far.
But long term wise, we have to see the.
He's facing a lot of criticism because now they're trying to draw the narrative that Elon Musk is the president. That's the new thing going on because Elon Musk stopped that bill last week from going through.
What bill?
They had a little gap bill, but it was the spending, military spending and stuff, and the government shut down. It was almost shut down last week because they had to reach the deadline on Friday. They did the little stopgap bill where they extended it until January, but the government almost shut down last week because it was a bipartisan bill that they wanted to pass.
Staying in the cave.
But Elon used his influence on X, and everybody vetoed the bill and shit, and it drove everybody crazy. So now the whole narrative
that's a whole interesting perspective. He could just jump on X like, fuck this.
Yeah, he has, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, me and you talked about it on here. I said that y'all let him in politics, and
nobody can stop that man because he owns the platform.
Fuck that. I mean, y'all let him in politics now. Nobody can stop him. I mean, what we gonna do? He's rocket fucking man.
Got $1 billion, a couple of them.
We got 430 billion.
Yeah, a lot of them. Damn. You think this presidency will be different in terms of like, Trump was very much like he's going to be elected the next term, but now he understands this is the end of my road. I got 4 years and I'm out. You think that'll put like a more of an agenda on his back? I gotta go now. I gotta push.
To that specific question, that's a good question. Yes.
You have to save it for next time.
No, we're here. Yes, I do think that, but I think more importantly than that, and I want you to answer your own question too, so don't forget what you asked. More importantly than that, I think the question that I have to ask, and my brain always goes there, is does Trump make it? 4 years is a long time, guys. And
how old is he?
He's 78, but I ain't talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Fucking age.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm saying, can this man do these things that we're talking about? Threaten NATO members, that pull us out of wars, that fund that.
I think he'll get away with a lot of that. I think he will. I think we carry so much weight in NATO that now when we come to Canada, when we come to, I don't like that. I don't like all that. I think NATO will be fine. We'll be in NATO. I think all that's going to be smooth. We'll end up coming together. I like your idea on he's trying to get everybody to buff up military.
Sometimes I want to punch you.
That wouldn't be a good idea, but.
I'm not talking about that.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying he's doing things unconventionally that we've never seen before. And
yeah, I mean, we've never had a non-political president. You know, I'm sure this is his second stint, but this is a fucking virgin still. He doesn't understand politics, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, I don't think he understands all the ins and outs. He's very much a businessman. He's very much a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I agree. So you were saying that you don't think what you said. You don't think the NATO thing.
Yeah, I think the NATO thing will be smoothed out. I think we'll be all right with that. I think we'll get away with that. Now, his other unconventional bullying tactics, I'm not so sure about.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't like the Panama Canal one at all. I think we'll probably get away with that. But the Greenland thing is just super weird. I don't like the Canada thing about the 51st state, all that. I don't know. I mean, and this man doesn't even have the power yet. Like, he ain't even in office. Like, he's just yapping.
Okay, I'm saying.
Am I avoiding your question? Like, I don't know.
No, you're not. You're just not there.
I'm yapping. We're 2 hours in. I'm yapping.
No, you're just. I don't think you're thinking about what I'm thinking about. I'm saying he's doing things that are disrupting other people's agendas.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by other people?
Like other countries, the deep state. Who are you talking about? Okay. So you're back to the fact you think he's gonna get whacked.
Yes. You always know where I'm at. Yes.
I mean, The Simpsons said,
dude,
I could die in office.
Dude, this shit, Lane, it don't. All that shit that we just talked about for 2 hours, that don't fucking matter. It only matters because it's Trump doing it, and he's the only one to be able. He's the only one, like you said. He's not. He's outside of that system. So I'm saying he's in very fucking danger because those people that we're talking about, they've never been in a situation like this. I can't stress it enough, guys. We've never seen anybody.
So they're gonna have to try to whack him.
We've never seen anybody complete this mission. We've never seen any artist, any entertainer that has gone against our CIA or Mossad from Israel, the deep state, the people that we don't, these secret intel, this weird ass shit, the Illuminati. We've never seen them win. Trump is at the height of doing it, guys, and he's doing shit that isn't along with the American, our agenda. Like Barack Obama got in and they said you will invade Syria. Biden got in and they said you will do this. You can have fun with all your little local that politics shit, but we have agendas too. I'm saying Trump is on his own time. So, do we think he makes it 4 fucking years? Let alone, I've already told you he's at extreme danger between now and the inauguration.
We got under a month.
We got under a month. There's another attempt on his life coming, and I was saying. Whether that one goes through or not, like, can this man go through? We've seen what they did to JFK, guys. Can this man get in office and survive 4 years of attempts? It won't just stop at gunshots, guys. They poison people. They do. It's all types of shit. Find out what happened to Stanley Kubrick. You know. They do shit, and you show up and you know we might find Trump. We might get a report that Trump had a heart attack in his sleep or died in his sleep, old age. You know
that's how it would go down.
Yeah,
he's not gonna get shot. I don't think he'll be publicly executed.
They could. There could be one more an attempt on his life, a bomb, a dirty bomb, like a situation. I can see
maybe like an
explosion or something.
It could be anything. We saw Israel with the fucking
pagers,
those pagers and shit. Like,
I'm glad you brought it up. This is the last thing I want to close on. This was, I think I sent it to you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I did. I sent it to you. The dude from Mossad that said what they control, and the dude, him.
I ain't seen this. Can they hear this?
No, they won't be able to hear it. Pardon us.
This is a whole different.
This is Mossad.
I need this.
No, 60 fucking minutes. Listen. That's Israel. Telling y'all, we create the fucking movie. This is our screenplay. He said global. Just in case y'all ain't hear him.
They did not. It's all
Write the screenplay. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay.
We're the director.
We're the director.
The main character.
Main character. We do it all. The world is our stage, is what he said. End quote.
That's crazy.
As he's describing to
How they
set up bombs on pagers in Hezbollah a few months ago, and how it was an 8-year operation that they staged.
and
8 years.
Hezbollah bought 1,600
Yes.
of these explosion pages. How do they just casually like? I think we should buy these. I think we should buy.
That's
these.
what he was explaining. He
Yeah,
said
he
they
was like,
set up.
couldn't be too low.
He said they
but-
set up shell companies in all these different countries, Korea, and they ran them like regular businesses to make them think that they was good companies. That's what I'm saying, man. It's really
that's a topic that I could just dive into.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm just letting y'all know that this is what they do. This is their central intelligence, just like we have our own central intelligence, and we do that same shit. We do the weird shit, like set up
America's
spots.
always
Y'all got to remember that motherfucking Saddam Hussein and not Saddam Hussein.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden was a CIA agent.
He was. We literally crafted that man, and then he went against us.
Yeah, like y'all gotta understand, we set people up in the Middle East, and some of these rulers and people that run the Middle East, they're CIA agents. Yeah, they're CIA agents. They're products of America. So I'm just saying, can Trump really shake up the nest? How he's shaking it up, because he's doing shit we've never seen. We've never seen, and I get it. Like I said, I understand from a bit. I know what he's doing. These are business tactics. This is bully tactics. He's just trying to get us. All Trump cares about is that motherfucking dollar bill for America, guys. He's not trying to be in any war, but he's going to use our military to his disposal, because that's what you would do. That's the art of the deal. That's negotiated. Oh, Greenland, y'all better give me what the fuck I want, or else. They're going to bend at the knee. We're going to get a better deal. We're going to get a better deal. Canada, figure it out. We're going to get a better deal. Panama, we might take that shit back. Or, like he said, he threw a little nugget in there. Or y'all can give us better fucking deals.
Which they came back and said that they don't think they could work that out. They do not think they could.
And that's
America
because
strictly a better deal.
And that's because they've been heavily tied in with China.
Yeah.
So that's really why, that's where Trump's seen that, because we never had no issue with the Panama Canal until China's been using. They're like their number one exporter now of the Panama Canal, and Trump is seeing that, and we're about to go to war with China. So we're trying to cut China's
that's
water
right
off.
under us. I'm telling you, everything on this hemisphere, like we've claimed, basically, like any, the Cuban Missile Crisis changed all of that shit. But have we seen anybody go against the deep state like this?
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Farrakhan?
Yeah, but that's different.
It's different.
That's different. Never seen it at this level ever. No. Not one of theirs. Not somebody in that power, that seat, that can actually.
Elected this motherfucker twice.
He has the ability that this is the first time that Stephen Akram has ever said, my history, just in my teachings and how I believe and what I know about Israel and how it operates. In all the presidents, I was 5 years, I was in class telling them, y'all, that don't fucking matter. Like, presidents don't run that. And they're like, what do you mean? Yeah, they do. Like, no, they don't. So this is the first time that there's actually a chance of change. We have a president.
Or better or worse.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're going to come out of this better, because he has, and my biggest you know, he's got these like fundamentalist views, and you know, ICE is about to crack down heavily, heavily in America, and
we're going to implode. We're going to implode from within.
Yeah, that's why I say for better or worse. Trump could help, but he could.
He's going to help with our foreign affairs and stuff.
But he could start a civil war.
I've always said that's the dam. That's the red pill, blue pill that we got with these presidents. It's you get a Democrat in, and they keep trying to expand on the deep state's plan with expanding territory and creating a globalist world. Because if we kept Kamala and Biden in, they would just continue to do the deep state's plan, which is do what Israel's doing, marching on more territory. Okay, which starts a world war. Or we get the Trump in, and it becomes a fight within the country over his policies because people are racist, and
because he definitely has some old, very old that needs to die views. Like this is just period. Like just
so,
and I'm not one to be like Trump's a racist and all this stuff. Like
Trump, the only color he care about is green.
Yeah, but we talk about my baby. I come on here and I think about my baby this whole time. Damn, what world are we crafting for my baby, for my child?
It's save the American dollar or go to war, guys. And we're not going to get both. I mean, we're not going to be able to save both. It's not save the American dollar and avoid war. That's not going to happen.
War creates economy.
It does.
You don't think we jump in like maybe Trump's last, oh, fuck, the U.S. dollar's dead. Let's jump into a war, try to spark it.
That's what they've been doing. That's what they're doing right now. But unfortunately, with Trump's foreign policy, Trump is anti-war. Trump is trying to withdraw us from wars, and that would help our dollar because Trump is trying to get us to actually focus on the things we could control within the country because we really just have overspending. Yeah,
and if you took like those external resources, and I'm not. Like I very much think that this this idea that Trump's putting out there, I say it all the time, that it has remnants of communism. And you know, if we cut all that spending externally, it makes sense that it would help us, and you know, we'd save the dollar, and maybe that would swing back around and help the average citizen. You know, after we saw what happened in North Carolina, and you know, that's all speculation, but still.
Oh, with the hurricane?
Yeah, and the relief and just like
how much funds horrible. They're still fucked up right now.
Yeah. I would literally have to go down there for me to be like, I now believe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
which is sad. It was just fucked up.
Oh, man, it's so sad. It's so sad. But that's why I got to go to New Jersey too. I feel like I got to go to New Jersey
to see the drones. No, you'll see them.
I want to. I ain't seen one.
You'll see them.
I don't believe none of y'all.
You'll see them, man.
All these videos are fake.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's Project Bluebeam, a psyop to get a fake alien invasions coming, which, you know, that's been reported for forever that they would do that. That they would do a Project Bluebeam alien invasion to create more control. Because if there's a fucking alien invasion that comes, then the government's going to control us. They'll say, we talked to the aliens and they said that they want y'all to stay in the fucking house. And we would do it like nothing, just like we did with COVID. But it's all good, man. It's all good because y'all just stay here. Y'all just stay here. Because what we want to do is just pull the cover off of them.
Oh, yeah. You stay here.
Stay here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, stay here so we can pull the cover off of them. Because we got to, in order for us to really break the simulation, guys, and break, because we're on a course that's like really fate. It's predestined for Babylon. It's like literally written. Nas said it was written.
It's hard to argue.
It's fucking written, guys. So like sometimes I'm just like, but let's just play pretend. The only way we can make it out of this is if you have people like myself and people like you, people out there that are calling the psyops out to help to wake the people up, to say, hey guys, like, no, like, don't fall for this. Don't go down this avenue. If we had somebody doing that during the pandemic, then 100 million Americans wouldn't be vaccinated. They said 30%. That's 30% of our population now has heart failure due to the vaccine.
Yeah,
100 million
They try
people.
to shut that down, but the facts are just, they're here.
They're here.
They rushed that. They rushed the whole thing.
It's causing myocarditis, the blood clots, and LeBron James is having heart attacks. And
if you're intact, like if you got the one, they make you get another one this year. My grandparents just got one. They were sick as fuck.
Oh, the other booster?
Yeah, the boosters and stuff. And they said the boosters were worse than the original.
See, that's fucked up.
And my sister's my sister's a nurse, and she was all pro-vaccine, but now she's probably
Right.
shouldn't.
Right.
Probably shouldn't. Oh, wait, but I was crazy
Right.
to not believe.
No, don't trust.
We got to keep Stephen Akram safe 2025.
We got to keep our
pulling the sheet back, brother.
Keep yourself safe. Keep reading, man. Don't read the fine print. Click on that damn link and read and use y'all's critical thinking. That can't understand always understand the big picture. And then when you read, you'll be able to, like we said about the NBA, it's all the same thing. The Diddy thing, the Epstein thing, everything is all the same fucking entity happening. It's all under the same umbrella. It's all falling.
Shit ain't got no borders.
So you just do your reading. Just do your reading and understand the time that we're in. So that way you can avoid the psyops, like Luigi Mangione. We'll cover him next time.
Yeah. Because
that's a pure psyop, guys. Lane wants to save it. Well, that concludes this episode, man. Anything you want to say?
Keep Stephen safe all 2025.
Oh, we got more coming down the pipeline. I will
He's
not
revealing
stop.
the deep state a day at a
I will
time.
not stop.
Keep this man safe. Know it all page.
Know it all.
Like, comment, throw some questions at me. You know I like to.
Please do. Follow his page too, man.
It ain't up yet.
More content coming now.
Two coming. I'm telling you, I'm right there.
We will be back though. I am going to conclude this year with a 2024 recap where we're going to go month by month, and we got to really break down this year. I think that this is the most vital year in my lifetime so far. 2024 has definitely been one for the ages. Shout out to Mr. Cat Williams who kicked the year off so fucking epically. So epically.
And he got another one.
Also, not shout out to the fucking Pope of Rome who opened up that portal this past weekend. I got your little devilish ass. Yeah, you missed it.
Happen?
You missed
that
it.
Happened?
He did it.
I heard it could happen.
No, yeah, he did it. He did it.
The damn Pope.
Satan himself. All right, man. We out of this bitch. We got some motherfucking Wingstop waiting for us.
Yeah.
Peace. I'm hungry.